Roblox just made everyone happy, but also Roblox just made everyone angry, huge new scams, and more wild news today. So if you're new here, please subscribe. For every subscriber, I'll smile a little more today, so subscribe and let's get right into it. Alright, first let's start with Roblox making everyone happy. And they actually did like 3 things recently that are pretty good for the community and everyone's happy. And I'm going to break it down all in this one section, so stay tuned. And firstly, let's start with the update that Roblox released recently that people have been begging for and waiting years for, being this, where RDC tweeted out saying that Discord is rolling out Roblox to profile connections. So yeah, you can now officially connect your Roblox account and link it to your Discord account. And in your Discord profile or whatever, it'll say your Roblox account. And you can officially link it now, which is pretty insane. People have been begging Roblox to add this for years and it's finally here. If you guys aren't aware, this is actually like a pretty big thing in the community and people have wanted this for so long. To the point where there's so much third-party stuff that does this already. People have literally gone out their way to make Discord bots that do this just because they thought Roblox was never gonna add it. Because also with that being said, if you guys remember, Roblox actually has like their own Discord clone, literally, called Gilded, that they've been enforcing over these past few years. So a lot of people thought that right when they bought that, they're never gonna do anything with Discord. However, Roblox proved us all wrong and they finally added it. And as you can see here, this tweet blew up. It has like 5k, over 5k likes, hundreds of thousands of views. And if you read the comments, everyone's super happy saying finally after all these years, it's super simple now and they finally added it. And then it is rolling out, so if you don't have it just yet, you might have to wait. But it doesn't end here because like I said, there's like 3 stuff. Because next, Roblox added this feature, which once again made everyone kind of happy, where RDC tweeted out once again saying, starting June 28th, Roblox will be introducing a new pick sort for marketplace items. So yeah, as we can see here, when you go into the marketplace now, there's going to be a thing called today's picks, and it seems like there's going to be a different theme every day. In this example, it says color burst and they show some color burst items, and that's kind of how it's going to be. They're going to be different stuff every day with a different theme, and they're not Roblox items or UGC items, which is pretty crazy. Because not only is this feature good because obviously it's a cool little thing, but it's also good because you can actually submit your items as a UGC creator, which is actually very good because now that UGC is public and all that, a lot of people struggle to stand out, especially smaller, creators. But now this might give them an opportunity to stand out because they can submit it directly to Roblox, who might feature their work, which is very good. And once again, if you read the comments up here, is saying an actually pretty decent Roblox update. And once again, the community is pretty happy. Roblox on a pretty good streak. Firstly, they did a Discord thing everyone's been asking for. They added like a pretty good feature for the community once again. Like I said, they're actually making people happy for once and doing some pretty good updates. Obviously, with that being said though, there's a little bit of a concern because, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, the UGC catalog is kind of garbage. So a lot of people are worried that people are going to submit garbage items and Roblox's moderation won't catch on. However, to be fair, the fact that they have themes kind of shows that there might be a little bit of moderation. So I feel like a lot of the bad items won't even get through. So it actually seems like a pretty good update and a pretty good feature for Roblox. And like I said, everyone's happy. But it doesn't end here. Like I said, there's 3 stuff. First, Roblox gave the community an update that they've been wanting for years. Then they did a community-oriented feature for the catalog. And next, Roblox announced a pretty loved event saying, the Roblox Innovation Awards are back for another year and voting is about to begin. Join the countdown in the voting hub and get ready to vote 10 AM PT on July 1st. So yeah, Roblox Innovation Awards are also announced and they're fully back this year. The voting is open this Monday. And once again, the community is pretty excited because not only just that, but there's actually been a bunch of like items and stuff being leaked for this event. And it seems like we're gonna get a bunch of free items for this event yet again. So in general, with that being said, Roblox actually had a pretty good point. We've had a lot of drama and stuff over these past few weeks, but Roblox has been on a pretty good streak of making people happy and doing good updates. Like I said, they added something people have been begging for years, which are already insane. Then they did a pretty good update, and then they brought back a pretty good event. 3 pretty good things in the span of like a week. So good on Roblox for once. People are actually happy for once, it seems like. But with that being said, and with it being the Roblox community, a lot of this stuff caused a lot of drama, and especially this innovation awards thing. And I'm going to break that down, so let's get into our next story of all the drama. So with the event, Roblox actually did something a bit different because RBX Events here tweeted us saying, the final item for the RIA, which is the Roblox Innovation Awards, this can be obtained by correctly voting for one of the winners. So yeah, this is where the drama kind of starts because the item actually looks pretty cool and you only get it if you vote for one of the winners. And you're probably thinking, how is this bad? This actually seems pretty good, Roblox giving an item for the winners. However, a lot of people kind of realize that this might actually ruin the event a little bit. Because here's the thing, typically people go into the voting and just vote for their favorite creators. That's usually how it's supposed to work. I know every year there's like a bit of drama because some YouTubers say vote for me and stuff like that. And then people say they're rigging the voting. But beyond that, for the most part, people just vote for their favorite YouTuber, pretty simple. However, a lot of people are getting angry at Roblox now for this because they're saying people are no longer going to vote for, their favorite YouTuber or creator. It's just going to become a popularity contest because people are only going to vote for who they think actually is going to win. Because a lot of times people vote for like the underdog or their favorite YouTuber who potentially can't win instead of like the most popular choice. So that's why a lot of people are angry because people are saying Roblox kind of ruined it because a lot of people might not vote properly anymore. which I kind of understand where they're coming from. Although to be fair, there's a lot of sections and stuff like that for games and YouTubers, so if you really want the item, you could just maybe do one section where you try to vote for what you think the winner is going to be, and then just vote for your favorite. Although to be fair, I feel like the best thing to do is just vote for your favorite, because technically you never know what's going to happen. In general though, like I mentioned, already after a lot of drama, you know, they do one good thing and then no one bad thing. That's the Roblox community. But anyways, with that being said, our next story of a crazy new Roblox collab and potentially a new Lego collab. Roblox community here to us saying that forget about Lego and Fortnite, meet Roblox and Lego. And then they followed up with a tweet saying, according to Spark Studio, they've helped bring Lego into two Roblox experiences, those being Twilight Daycare and Club Roblox. The integration reveals hunting Lego bricks, creating your own custom Lego builds, and more. Trailer below. So yeah, as we can see in this trailer, apparently Lego is officially coming to Roblox games, and in it they have like Lego building sections and then like some Lego hunts I think around the games, which is pretty crazy because like they mentioned, Lego Fortnite is like a pretty big thing, you know. Lego's been doing some crazy collabs with Fortnite, and it seems like Roblox or Roblox games are finding their own Lego sponsorships as well, which is pretty crazy. It's actually just pretty cool for the community. It obviously would be cooler if there's an official, actual Roblox and Lego collab, but it seems to just be with the games and with the studio. It's going to be Club Roblox and Twilight Daycare, which seems kind of weird. Out of all the games, you know, Club Roblox and Twilight Daycare seems like the most obscure places to do this. I feel like Twilight Daycare maybe makes a little bit more sense, you know, like a younger audience might like this, but then Club Roblox, it just seems like so left. And like a crazy collab for a Lego game, but I mean, here we are. And it seems like Lego's officially coming to Roblox soon. But anyways, with that being said, our next story of some more drama and a pretty horrible situation going on in Roblox right now, and a pretty big problem. Verse Polarity here to us saying that it's kind of a bummer that Roblox is picky with how creative you can get with the avatar bundles. I'm going to appeal this one more time, but I doubt it will be approved. There are a lot of bundles similar to it, but I guess I got unlucky this time. And yeah, as we can see here, they actually uploaded just like a pretty cool bundle actually, and a pretty creative bundle, being like this popsicle, but then they got banned for a day, and it says that, you know, what they uploaded wasn't safe and secure or whatever, which is so dumb for a number of reasons. I mean, number one, the package is literally fine. I don't know why Roblox is ruining the creativity by banning it. But also with that being said, this is so dumb just because, I'm sure you guys are all aware, you can go to the UC catalog right now and find so much inappropriate items and fake limiteds and stuff like that, and those people rarely ever get banned. Usually the item just gets taken down after a little bit. And then with that being said, right when someone actually uploads a pretty good creative item, Roblox bans them. You know, it's so stupid what's going on in the Roblox community right now, and it's been a problem for so long. Over these past few months, we've seen similar situations where it's the exact same thing. Someone makes a creative bundle and something pretty cool actually for the community, you know, like respectable people in the community too, and then Roblox bans them for a day because it breaks the rules, which is so stupid. Roblox is ruining the creativity on the platform, but then also being kind of stupid with their moderation because they don't let the actual cool stuff through, but let all the fake limiteds and garbage items still being uploaded. You know, it's just kind of messed up from Roblox, and it's sad that the situation is still going on. And anyways, with that being said, speaking of stupid items, let's get into our next story of a pretty big scam going on right now. Mr. Slime here to us saying that new Roblox catalog scam. Beware these hats, people make it seem like they're uploaded by Roblox, official Roblox. These seem like they can be put on your head, but they turn out to be only worn at PNGs on your shoulder. So if you're a bit confused, let me break down what's going on here. So as we can see here on the catalog, people are uploading stuff like Daily Dark Dominus, Silver King of the Night, Dominus, Emprius, and a bunch of other stuff, and they make them limited and everything just like that. And even though it already seems kind of crazy, with the state of the UGC catalog, it actually is kind of believable these are on sale. Like if I saw this at first glance, I wouldn't even be surprised, you know? UGC catalog lets so much garbage through, so it's actually plausible. However, right when you go to try it on, you kind of realize why it's such a big scam. Because if you go to buy it or try it on, it literally is just like a pin PNG on like your shoulder, which is crazy because they made the item look so realistic and so proper, and they made sure to frame it right so when you're viewing it, it looks like a regular Dominus, like a hat. However, right when you put it on, it's just like a PNG on your shoulder, like a little pin, which is crazy. And it's a pretty big scam going on right now, because not only just that, as he mentioned, a lot of people are also pretending to be Roblox too apparently, which is crazy. And in general, it's a pretty massive scam going on right now. Now obviously, to be fair, with that being said, let's be real, a lot of people obviously won't fall for this, because most people do try and stuff before buying it, you know, to make sure and everything like that. However, with that being said, you know for a fact that a lot of little kids probably fell for this, which is pretty unfortunate, because I mean, they look pretty believable. Also with that being said though, I can't even lie, this is kind of smart. I'm not saying this is a good thing, you know, this is obviously a bad scam, but it is kind of smart, I can't even lie. But with that being said, a pretty big scam going on right now in the UC catalog, and there's a bunch of them popping up, so always make sure to try stuff on before buying it, because you might get scammed. And anyways, with that being said, if you enjoyed, check out to find out why roles might be in danger and the players might be in danger as well. And let's do the next one.